Hey, what is up, Terminator fanatics? Joe here from Grindhouse Grotto. Welcome back to my channel. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be releasing some amazing Terminator content as we get closer to the release of T6 Dark Fate. So what I want to discuss tonight is a little bit of my theories involving the new film and some information that I received after rewatching this interview from, the end of 2017 when James Cameron and Tim Miller first announced that they were going to be doing a Terminator sequel. They were coming back on board and they wanted to revisit Terminator. And, I didn't think very much of these clips when I first saw them. But, I've been scouring the ends of the internet, looking at all these different clips and different interviews from James Cameron and Tim Miller. And I find some very interesting information in these clips that I didn't see before that I feel like is very revealing to maybe what the plot might be in T6. And I want to share that with you all and kind of get your idea on what you think they're talking about and kind of foreshadowing in these clips. I feel like there's a lot of information in these clips that, they might have slipped up on while they were discussing in these interviews, what was going to happen in T6. Maybe just the excitement at the time. They were excited to start introducing this film to the public. And I feel like there's certain scenes in these clips where, you can see them kind of stumbling on the words, like they want to say something, but they catch themselves before they actually say it. So maybe I'm just overthinking this and looking too much into it, or maybe I'm onto something. I honestly think there's a lot of truth to what they're saying in here, and if you read between the lines, you kind of can see where they're going with this film. But let's go ahead and look at this video clip, and you guys tell me what you think.
We were talking about this backstage. I think the story that Jim would have told had he made a Terminator 3 in 1998 or 2005 is different than this story. So I feel like it's not necessarily the continuation, just the continuation of that story. It's the continuation of that story now. And I think what makes Linda interesting more now is that then had she been then, it would have been so similar to what her character was then. I think here we have a chance to really show the cost of the decisions she made in Terminator 2 and what that means to her.
Yeah. You mentioned the technology aspect. This battle between technology and humanity is a theme of a lot of your movies. And you can see it come up in everything from Titanic to Avatar to the Terminator franchise. What about the era that we're living in right now makes this feel extra relevant? Does technology scare you?
Technology's always scared me and it's always seduced me. And I think that that's the case now as much as ever. And people ask me, do you think the machines will ever win against humanity? I said, look around in any airport or anywhere in a restaurant and see how many people are on their phones. The machines have already won, So, but it's just, they've won it in a different way. I mean, we are co-evolving with our technology. We're merging with our technology. What does that mean? And the technology is becoming a mirror to us as we start to build humanoid robots and as we start to seriously build AGI, general intelligence that's our equal, which some of the top scientists in artificial intelligence say that's 10 to 30 years from now. We need to get the damn movies done before it actually happens.
Alright guys, so those were two scenes that I kind of clipped together, and the entire video was over 20 minutes long, and I just kind of took out two scenes from the video that I felt like were very relevant to the new movie and a potential plot angle that they're going to be taking with this film. The first clip that I took is basically Tim Miller discussing Sarah Connor's role in this new film, and it starts off, and I left some of that out, but James Cameron and Tim Miller basically discuss Linda Hamilton and how good of an actor she is and how important it was to bring her back to kind of root the film. And then they get into how Sarah Connor's character would have been different if they would have filmed it in 98 or in 2005. And then this new character that we're going to see in this film, and this is where I feel like they're slipping up a little bit. Tim Miller says that there's a cost to the choices that Sarah Connor made in T2 that are going to have an effect on what happens in T6. And I'll repeat that again. There are costs to the choices that Sarah Connor made in T2 that will have an effect on what happens in T6. Guys, if that is not revealing, then I don't know what is, okay? I didn't even think anything of it when I saw this clip, you know, a couple years ago when I was watching it. I just thought it was two men just excited about this new film, but man, I had to rewind that and listen to that again because I'm like, am I hearing this? So Sarah Connor, what she did is going to have a huge impact, if I'm getting this right, is going to have a huge impact on what happens in T6. And there was even a point, and I wish I could have incorporated in this video, but I didn't want to make the video too long. There was even a point where it looked like James Cameron was almost shushing Tim Miller, okay? And I was like, man, this is just, I can't believe I didn't see this the first time. And, you know, James Cameron's no amateur for this, okay? He's done several interviews. The guy's been around for a long time. Tim Miller's kind of new to the game. And he's a fanboy of the Terminator franchise. So he's super excited. In this clip, I left some of it out, but we see basically him, you know, bowing down to James Cameron, basically saying how he's working with a living legend. And so I think that that was an actual slip-up. And he basically was implying, a little subplot that's going on in this film is that Sarah Connor has done something, potentially, that has changed the outcome of what we're going to see in this upcoming film. Okay? Now, the next little clip that I want to talk about is later on. It's like towards the end of the actual interview, where, you know, the person who's prompting the questions basically asked James, you know, you talk about artificial intelligence and how it has a huge impact on all your films, you know, and then he asked him, what's going to happen in this film with the artificial intelligence? And James Cameron basically comes back with, you know, the machines have already basically in our current times. I'm talking about Terminator, but in our current state, you know, in the present time, you know, machines have already taken over. Everybody's on their phones. Basically, everybody is connected digitally, and it's basically just going to take a switch, and something's going to happen. The machines are already amongst us. And then he gets into how he's scared of artificial intelligence and everything. But the real thing that we get out of this is that James Cameron says that experts have told him that human beings are merging with technology. And that's what's going on right now. And I think, once again, I think that's something that he is just excited about and passionate about. And that could be the driving force behind this new film and the plot for this new film. Is that James Cameron has always been fascinated with, you know, technology and basically technology catching up with our, you know, with humanity, and basically eventually taking over. And then he goes into saying how technology is mirroring human beings, and he talks about human robotics. Okay, so we're not talking about just robotics, but we're talking about humans that are mixed with robotics. That's what he's talking about in this clip. So that fascinated me right there. We know about Grace's character, and I don't want to just start drawing lines between what he said and, you know, things that are happening in this film, but you can't help but think, is that what Grace's character is going to be? Is she going to be, you know, basically humanity and the machines, and the lines are blurred? You know, shout out to the person on my channel. I can't remember the person's name, but somebody left me a comment on one of my last videos basically saying that, you know, there's been rumors floating around that Grace could be an I-950 infiltrator, which basically is it's a humanoid that's a human that has been modified electronically, and it's got, you know, robotic components basically mixed in with the, you know, it's got a robotic brain, or robotics added to the brain to kind of enhance the human. And it's an infiltrator. So it's going to be kind of, I would say, kind of along the same lines of maybe Marcus from Terminator Salvation. That's kind of what I think. I don't know, guys. This whole thing, I'm just wrapping my head around it, and after watching it several times, you know, there's a lot more information in this video that you can go ahead and just, you know, watch this video. Search for it on YouTube. You'll find the video I'm talking about. Absolutely amazing. There's so much little tidbits of information in there that I feel like could be potential spoilers for this movie. Okay? And I know I've said a lot, and I'm probably drawing a lot of lines here of, you know, this could be this or this could be that, but I just feel like those two things that they discuss, those two scenes in that interview, are so telling on Terminator 6. And it just the look in their faces, and you know, and James Cameron's shushing Tim Miller, and the excitement that you can see in their faces. There's something there, guys. And I want to challenge everybody to go back and watch that entire video, and leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on what I've just went over, and what your thoughts are watching that interview. Do you agree with me? Do you have some other angle? Do you think there's something else going on in the movie? I want to hear everything from everybody. I want to hear everybody's ideas. That's why I'm so passionate about reviewing the Terminator movies and talking about this new film that's coming out in November 1st of this year. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate all support, so go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time guys, take it easy.